Termites! It's night 14. How exciting is that? With our book, and I've been watching a lot of Hallmark movies. Do you watch those? Hallmark Murders and Mysteries is a different channel. Netflix has had some good Christmas movies. And Lifetimes are pretty good too. Hallmark, the basic Hallmark channel, not Murders and Mystery, that's the most Christian-y. So they're not quite as good. There's no drinking, really, no kissing. It's just flat out. They don't say Christian-y, but that's the vibe I get. The other ones are a little loosey-gooseier. I talk a lot about it on my podcast, so if you want to hear more about that, you can do that. I'm drinking a little, look, Lewis has his own wine. Well, I had one too. When you work at City Winery, any one of them, they make you your own wine for that night, so then it's fun because you get like a few bottles to take home. This is Louis Noir. Get it? Black. Louis Black. Louis Noir. West Bank Cafe Cuvée 2012 Pinot Noir. West Bank Cafe Cuvée. Yeah, so it's good. It's a good little Pinot. And I'm saving this one to give to my mom because my mom is the biggest Louis Black fan on earth. And then she can give it to her friends. There's also someone in my driveway right now, and I don't know who it is. But I'm going to ignore that, termites. Because whatever. Maybe it'd be somebody fun. Wouldn't that be fun? I saw a lot of you California termites are locked up again. I'm sorry to hear that for yourselves. I mean, maybe it's the best thing to do because the cases seem to be rising. I don't want to get into that argument, but I know a lot of you are locked up termites. And New York, no more indoor dining. I saw that. So termites, just got to hang in there for a few more months till we can get that vaccine out. Yeah, I won't be going to the Walmart one. Just saying. Maybe if it's the only one, but let's just say if I had a choice, I'd be fitting to go on down to CVS. Or the Wags. Okay. She's talking about Patsy Cline. Me and Patsy was so close. Oh, I forgot to Google the movie. Let me do it right now. There's no reason we can't Google something together, right? Patsy Cline movie. Let's just ask the giggle machine. Movie about Patsy Cline. Oh, Loretta Lynn came up. Crazy? No, that's not the one I saw, I don't think. Who played Patsy? Jessica Lange. That's why I liked it. It was Jessica Lange. And Ed Harris, my favorite of all time. Ed Harris plays Charlie Dick, her husband. Sweet Dreams, 1995. So there you go. If you ever want to go watch it, that's what you will do. You will go watch That's Jessica Lange. For sure. And Ed Harris. He's my all-time favorite. He's married to who? Amy Madigan. And then people will go, are you Amy Madigan? I'm like, do you think if I was in Field of Dreams, I would have then gone to the Funny Bone? No. We are not the same person. She is an actor. I am not. Okay. Man, Patsy was so close when she got killed that I didn't know what I was going to do. I walked around in a daze for weeks. To this day, when I walk on stage, I think this is the way Patsy told me to come on stage. This is the kind of song she said she'd start with. She taught me a lot of things about being on stage, and I didn't have years of playing clubs under my belt like a lot of artists do when they start touring. It was only about 6 months from the time I started till I had that hit. Patsy always told me to hit them hard, coming and going. I might come out on stage and start with a ballad, or I might end with one. She'd say, don't you do it, Loretta. Start upbeat and leave upbeat. Don't ever leave an audience on a down note. I agree with Patsy. Start strong, finish strong. The middle, well, you can, maybe that's where I try new stuff sometimes. Maybe. It is, truth be told. I'm going to have a lot of the new stuff because I don't remember my act at all. And I don't feel bad because I'm not the only one. Lewis says he doesn't remember anything he's ever said in his life. And Ron definitely would agree with that. Patsy and me stuck up for each other. If dude done something to me like Patsy didn't like, she spoke right up. I did the same about Charlie Dick, Patsy's husband. Do like Patsy, and he knew she and Charlie were best friends in town, but he also knew that I was learning from Patsy. Patsy would say to me, "You're crazy to stay with that man." I'd say, You're living with one just like him. And then we'd laugh. Them two men run around together, and they ran around on me and Patsy together. But looking back, I have Dew and Charlie's friendship to thank for me having twins. Oh, see how that just turned a corner? Well, I know he was having a bunch of affairs, but look, his friend is the reason I'm having twins. Wow. I thought I was pregnant in late 1962. It turned out just to be scared, but it made me and Patsy nervous about getting pregnant since we both thought we had all the kids we needed. We told Dew and Charlie it was time they got fixed, so we couldn't have any more. They went down to the clinic to get fixed, and Charlie said he'd go in first. While he was in there, Dew got cold feet and made a run for it. 2 weeks later, I got pregnant. Boy, did I get pregnant. Patsy was always leaving Charlie. One day she called me up. She said, "Loretta, get over here quick. I'm getting out of here. I'm leaving Charlie, and this time it's for good." "How am I going to do that, Patsy?" I said. "I ain't got a car." Of course, even if I had a car, I wouldn't have done me no good. I was 27 years old and couldn't even drive yet. "Oh, don't worry about that," she said. "I already called you a taxi. It'll be pulling in your yard at any time." Sure enough, within a few minutes, here comes a taxi cab. I went over to Patsy's and helped her and the kids pack up. We drove Patsy's car to a motel on Dickerson Road, and I stayed with her for the rest of the day while she talked on and on about how she was never going back to him. Next day, she drove right back to her house and unpacked. I have to laugh at them days now just because that's how she was. I guarantee you, if she really wanted gone. See how Tanya and her sneak that in there, get gone, wanted gone, not wanted to be gone. No. Wanted gone. You want gone? I want gone. But right now we're going to stay in the house. I guarantee if she really wanted gone, nothing could have made her stay. She did and said exactly what she wanted. Well, it ain't exactly true now, and I think about it. Career-wise, Patsy run up against some walls. One thing Patsy told me she wanted to do was record a whole album of gospel songs. She especially loved Amazing Grace and the next song is Just a Closer Walk with Thee. As a Catholic, I can honestly say I've never heard of that. I'm sure it's lovely. Even with her popularity, Decca wouldn't let her do it because they believed gospel wouldn't sell big enough. Patsy did record some religious songs from time to time, but it was mainly because of her contract with 4-Star Records when it struck a deal with Decca. That company insisted she cut only songs they could publish unless they was public domain songs that didn't require royalties. Sometimes when Owen couldn't come up with good enough songs for them 4-Star, he'd slip a gospel song on any album. One of the last things Patsy talked to me about was the gospel album she wanted to make. By that time, I was on Decca Records and being produced by Owen Bradley, the same as Patsy. It bothered me a lot that Patsy never got to make that good gospel album. So a week after her death, see, there's a human being ringing the doorbell. God damn it, he's gone now. He got gone. Ha! He was here and he just got gone. I believe that might be Amazon. Sometimes when Owen couldn't go, blah, blah, blah. I got that part. Okay. It bothered me a lot that Patsy never got to make that good guy. So a week after her death, I told Owen I wanted to record an album of hymns in her memory. Things had changed enough, and I was on such solid footing with Decca by then, they okayed it. I called the album Hymns and included 6 gospel standards and 6 new ones I wrote myself. Wow, I definitely couldn't write a gospel. I wouldn't even know. I guess I'd have to just go in the Bible and start reading out loud, and I'd do that. Use those words. I'll tell you a quick story here about something that happened when I made Hymns. Just as I was finishing, I wrote a song. I wrote The Third Man, which, by the way, I didn't put my name on that at the time because I knew a songwriter who needed the money worse than me. She had 9 kids. What? And her husband had run out on her, the hound dog. The song is mostly a recitation, a spoken song. It's about a song. It is a song about the men who died on the crosses the day Jesus died. The third man died. Well, I know one of the men on the crosses next to Jesus is St. Dismas. the thief. At least that's what those who attended St. Dismas were told. St. Dismas grade school. I never did look it up. I took those nuns' word for it. It could be bullshit. Maybe I will look it up. Maybe now's the time. When we finished the cut and Owen thought it was inspired, then we played it back. There was a strange noise in the background, something that couldn't be accounted for no matter how the engineers checked and double-checked. I was both uneasy and disappointed because I didn't know if I could get the same emotion again. All of a sudden, there was that same noise coming from right there in the studio, from somewhere in the couch, it seemed. It was enough to raise the hair on the back of your neck. I was being managed by the Wilburn brothers at the time. Teddy and Doyle went in search of the noise. In the dark corner, they found Doolittle Lynn, passed out drunk and snoring on 2 planks next to the wall. After the Wilburns finished yelling and chasing Doo around the studio, I came back and cut the song over. See, I thought she was going to say it was Patsy Cline, like in the background. It's her drunk husband behind the couch. That is not what I saw coming. It turned out good, but I was surprised after that mess. I wish more country songs started recording gospel albums these days, because most of us go back, as they say, to religion. That's where a lot of people started singing in church, and Patsy's heart always went back to religion. Mine does too. Another thing I wish is that singers recorded more with musicians right there in the studio rather than just singing to tracks that the other pickers had already recorded. I think that music is usually better when it's not pieced together. It's got more spark, that's in quotes, to it, and when it's all done at the same time. Patsy and me started out with one thing in common. We both had husbands with tempers, but we gave as good as we got it. I've said more than once that if Doo hit me, I'd fly right back at him. If he smacked me once, I'd smack him twice. That's all healthy. Well, Patsy was like that too, and she'd talk back to Doolittle Lynn when she didn't like the way he talked to me too. Doo never had no woman who talked to him that way. The woman we known in Butcher Holler and Custer, Washington might tell me I ought to talk back, but they kept their thoughts to themselves when they was around Doo. Not Patsy. She never kept a thought to herself in her life. I think Doo secretly admired Patsy, even though he thought she mouthed off too much and drank a little with the boys. And here's how I know that. When she died, it hit him as almost hard as it hit me. It had like to have killed him. He'd gone to work that morning and heard it on the car radio when they announced the death and started playing nonstop Patsy Cline songs. He wheeled around and came back to the house. I hadn't put on the radio yet that morning, but I knew what had happened because her booking agent called me and told me, "You better turn on the radio, Loretta. Patsy is gone." "No," I said. "Me and her's going shopping." About that time, Doo walked in, looked like death warmed over. "You heard," he said, taking one look at me. "I don't believe it for a minute." "It's true, Loretta. It's all over the radio." And I knew it was true no matter how much I wished it away. Over the years, I thought so much about her and how she gave me some of her strength when she left this world. Lord knows Patsy had enough of it to spread around. There have been times when I felt her spirit, but none as strong as in 1976 when I told Owen Bradley I wanted to do an album called I Remember Patsy, featuring all her songs. We started out recording I Fall to Pieces. Owen decided to do it as a waltz instead of a shuffle, and it came out terrible. I said that like Charles Barkley on purpose. Terrible. I didn't like it, and he didn't like it. But we went ahead. We put down tracks to the rest of their song before I started to sing. Well, I couldn't sing a lick. Nothing sounded good. I was either above pitch or below pitch every time I opened my mouth. This went on for the whole recording session. "Honey, let's pack it up for today," Owen said after about 3 hours of trying. "We'll come back another day and try again." Well, what I think happened is that I didn't feel I was good enough to be singing Patsy's song. Hardly anyone is, you know. She was one of the greatest vocalists I've ever heard in my life, no matter if you're talking country or pop or anything else. I've never heard one who could match her. The closest I can name is Trisha Yearwood. Huh. I don't really know enough about Trisha's songs, but have you ever seen Trisha's TV show? Oh, Cooking with Trisha Yearwood. I don't really know what it's called. I think it's on the Food Network, probably. She makes I don't even like to cook. I'm never going to cook anything I see, but I like to watch it. never cooking shows, just hers, because I can tell, I really believe she's sincere. She makes the most fattening shit I've ever seen, and every single thing of it looks delicious. I think it's called Cooking with Trisha Yearwood. I made Lewis, I tape it sometimes for Lou. I actually film segments of the TV and send it to him because he is a foodie, and good for her. I did not realize her voice was as good as Patsy Cline's. I'll have to go check that up. She could do a great job on a Patsy Cline album, but in my mind, Loretta Lynn wasn't good enough. Owen started locking doors, but as we started trying to leave, something stopped me. I'm ashamed of you. You can do this, I heard Patsy say, as clear as if she was standing right behind me. Let's go back, I said to Owen. You just run the tape and I'll sing. I walked back to the vocal booth and Owen rolled over the tape. I went through every one of them without taking a break. I will say I went flat on the very last note of She Got You, but Patsy didn't say nothing about it and Owen liked it, so we kept it. The song hit #1 on the charts, even with the bad note. After that, I decided to put a Patsy medley in my show. And that was hard. Patsy's songs have a lot of emotion, and you ain't never gonna sing slow songs like her. But sometimes I'd start to sing, I'd look above the crowd where their cigarette smoke was drifting, and there she'd be. Patsy would sit there in her red pants with them gold little shoes on her feet. She'd smile, and I'd sing. All right. She would see. Yep, I'm rereading that. Make sure I got that right. Oh, that's great. I've never seen dead people that I know. I wish I would, but not yet. Maybe I don't have enough faith. Maybe that's the problem. Now the DJs never treated Patsy right away after she passed away. They quit playing her records as much. I'd like to think me singing Patsy's song helped some, kind of renewed interest in music. That helped her kids, too. I'll tell you something else. Some people think if it hadn't been for my movie, there wouldn't have been a movie made of Patsy's life. If that's true, it makes me proud. I think we should stop there, Termites. Then we'll go to chapter 11. It's getting good, isn't it? And you know what? She's still alive, so I hope there's like 10 more books after this. Have you ordered everything you need for Christmas? Hanukkah started. Happy Hanukkah to all the Jewish termites out there. I love a fancy menorah. I know they're not supposed to be fancy according to Lewis, but I like the silver, maybe with some blue. Yeah. Lewis doesn't really care. Trying to think. I got all the lights at Lowe's. I'll take a picture. You should go see my brother's house on my YouTube channel. Whoo, shoo, buddy. He went, I've accused him of being on steroids. That's how crazy he went with his lights. Because kinda we have a competition, me and him. But I'm going to lay down swords this year because I can't get that high up on a ladder with no help. And I think he's on steroids. So that's cheating because I don't have access to any prednisone right now. But you should go on YouTube and look at his house. It's pretty awesome. He claims you can see it from miles away. I don't doubt it. Anyway, that's a little fun. December 21st, I talk about this in my podcast, but I'm going to tell you termites. I don't know when this will be posted, but the Christmas star is coming out. Jupiter or Saturn, I don't know which one. One of them is going to get in front of the other one, and it's going to be the brightest thing in 800 years. Just saying. Might want to get out there. I bought a tiny telescope from Amazon. It was super cheap, so it probably won't do anything special, but maybe it will. All right, termites. My flannel sheets have not arrived yet, but they're on the way. That's it. Get yourself comfortable. You're a good termite. You're a holiday termite. You're a happy termite. Even if you're in California, one of the lockdown states, it's not that much longer. Just hang on, termites. Hang on. We will be getting back out. Feel it. New York. No more eating in restaurants. That's fine. Get it to go. You'll be fine. That's it. You're all worthy termites. I do know that. All of you. Even if you don't feel worthy termite, you are. I think you've bought all the t-shirts. I don't think there's any more termite t-shirts left. I don't know, maybe I'll do another order for spring. I don't know. It's up to you guys. All right, that's it. Pull your sheets up. Ready? Night-night, termites.